Thank, thank you so much. I'm sure we'll have some questions coming up throughout throughout our time here. Let's go ahead and go on to our next speaker. We have Project 4031, CFC code 92161, Ms. Christina Robertson.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you all so much for allowing us to be with you all today. We're Project 4031. We're a local nonprofit in Fort Worth, Texas on the near south side. And we are for hospice and terminally ill patients. So community healthcare is one of our great hospices that we work with greatly. So our mission is at Project 4031 to provide terminally ill children, adults, and their families facing end-of-life challenges with peace and comfort by easing financial burdens and fulfilling last dreams. And so we have 3 core programs that we provide services for hospice eligible, I will say. Hospice is very much a personal time and a personal decision. So we 90% of who we serve are on hospice, but you just have to be considered terminally ill by Medicare standards, which is 6 months or less. And we serve children and adults, and we have 3 core programs. Our largest program is Funding for Families, which we can provide 1 to 2 months of financial relief while somebody is passing away, so the family is able to focus on the loved one and hopefully not have less, if not any, financial stress during that time. And during COVID, we have seen a 66% increase in this program in our financials. And so our budgeted goal is to serve 78 patients this year, and we have hit 100, and the year is not over yet. So we're grateful and feel very blessed to be able to continue to serve, but we are definitely seeing a stretch in our budget for those families. Our second program is Fulfilling Dreams, and it's exactly how it sounds. We fulfill last dreams for children and adults. And at the end of life, it's a lot of bringing someone in to say goodbye, or if they're able to travel, go see a beloved place one last time. So anything that gives peace and joy at the end of life, we are all about. And then we have a small but third program, Fueling International Outreach, and we have medical equipment that's donated to us, and we partner with other organizations to ship that equipment overseas and to help other hospice efforts. So that is us in a nutshell.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's some amazing work that you do. And just like, you said that COVID has been a huge impact for your organization. I think it's kind of across the board. All of the organizations are really struggling due to COVID, just because of, just the nature of volunteerism and, everybody being able to, support in that way. But, so many of the people that have actually lost their jobs and everything as well. So thankfully, us, federal employees, federal contractors, we are still, going strong. So I think the work that we can do to help support is tremendous. So thank you very much. Let's see if we have any additional questions here in the chat. Going through here. And Danielle, you had another question. You work with CASA.
Yeah, we do. I work with a lot of CASA volunteers. So we don't coordinate with the CASA volunteers directly, but they, as soon as they're paired up with a foster child, I usually get a lot of them that reach out to me that want to come on campus to see their kids, talk to their kid, to go with them to a court date. So we love CASA and everything that they do. And it's actually me who coordinates with them. So.
Wonderful, thank you. And there was a question on the first 2 speakers, if you have any volunteer opportunities. If you do, if you could please put that in the chat so that way everybody knows what those may be. And then, Bertha, or maybe this is for you, Christina, what is one of the last wishes that stand out to you?
Yeah, so the one that really stands out to me, it's very simple, but was so fulfilling for the family. All they wanted was a screen door, just to be able to open the door and get some kind of connection to the outside, especially during COVID. And I told our team, I was like, that was so simple, but yet so rewarding for the family and so doable. So again, it's what may seem small to someone is huge to someone else. So it's little things like that.
Wonderful. Thank you. Appreciate that. And let's see, let's go ahead and go on to our next speaker, who is Linda Gross with the Youth Mental Health Project, and their CFC code is 46976.
So are you going to put the screen up or no?
Yeah, I'll put that up for you.
Thanks. And I'll say next. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Let me share this. Let me find it again. Oh,
Okay.
we're at the thank you. Let me get to the beginning here.
Hi, my name's Linda Gross, and I'm with the Youth Mental Health Project, and our CFC number is 46976, and we can go to next. So basically, we're a grassroots organization, and our mission is to educate, empower, and support families and communities to better understand and care for the mental health of our youth. We basically envision a world where everybody has access to support with helping their children when they struggle. And next. Why we do it, and I could go through all the statistics, but one thing that's been happening with the media is that there has been attention to the struggles of everybody, not just youth, but this was before COVID, so some of these numbers have gone up, but 1 in 5 children do have a diagnosable mental health condition. And I don't know if, suicide is the second leading cause of death for young people 10 to 24, and that does not include car accidents, which many times are a act of desperation. Next. Okay. So what we're really asking you guys for support for is our Cornerstone program, the Parent Support Network. And it's basically a peer-to-peer program where parents themselves, not professionals, even though professionals might be in the group, discussing and being supportive of each other when they have children with mental health challenges. And then we serve everybody right now. And one thing that happened, we were planning on going virtual, but with COVID, we speeded it up, and we actually have many clients from Texas. And we do have a in-person group outside of Austin, I believe. It's a military base, and but we serve everybody who wants to join at no cost whatsoever. Next. So as I said, it's a peer-to-peer group, and we not only educate, but we give each other the tools that will help each other. And our facilitators, there is a facilitator, are all trained of best ways to facilitate and how to move the conversations along. Also, we do provide shared resources, and when it's, it's for everything from if your child has to go to a residential treatment center to best ways to keep them calm, or, whatever it may be. Next. Whoops, I know that means it's time. I'm not going to show the film because there's not much time. So next. Additional programs quickly, as we do provide educational materials at our website. The founder created or produced a film, No Letting Go, which is a story of a family that has a child with mental health challenges, and we do events. Next. So I have to say, right now we've expanded the program, but we need support in training more facilitators, because we've gone from 4 meetings a week to 20 meetings a week, and our national program is in high demand. In fact, we can't even service everybody that we would love to within the group. And that's it. And I'm Linda Gross. And I have to say, I feel honored to be here among such other great organizations. And thank you for inviting me, and I hope you'll support us. But there are many great organizations here, and my CFC, you have. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Linda. Appreciate that.
Thanks.
There was a question on what is the CFC code for the organization that rehabilitates animals, and that's the SPCA of Texas, who is 84481. Thank you, Cynthia. Our final speaker today is going to be Laura Parnell with the Wound Healing Foundation. CFC code is 88674. Thank you for joining us, Laura.
Thank you for the opportunity, Antonia, and thank you everybody for attending during your lunch hour. I know sometimes lunch hours get kind of crunched. So as she said, I am Laura Parnell. I'm the current president of the Wound Healing Foundation. We are an international organization based all volunteers. We focus on improving the quality of life for wound patients and their families, and we do this by focusing on research, education, and awareness. So the biggest problem with wounds is that most people have no awareness that there is a problem with wounds. There's a big social stigma surrounding wounds, and there's a lot of quality of life issues that have people closing themselves off and not being out there and being active simply because of a physical item or being afraid of being shunned. So, but the nice thing is that CFC events like this actually help nonprofits like ours raise awareness about our diseases. And so I want to thank you again for giving me this opportunity just so I can raise some awareness and let you know about it. If I ask you what an elderly person, young, a military person with a spinal cord injury, and a pediatric patient, such as one in the NICU, have in common, you might be a little hesitant to answer, but it's actually pressure ulcers. So that's one of the things that we address when we're talking about different types of wounds. There's a variety of wounds, but most commonly people think of diabetic foot ulcers. Another problem is that with chronic wounds in particular, the 5-year mortality rate is actually worse than most cancers. And over 2% of the population at any given time has a chronic wound. But the good news is that CFC contributions like yours can fund medical research, medical researchers, help them be able to go out and network with other people, fund patient education, and all this awareness and funding of research and education actually improves quality of life for these patients. And this is true regardless of just the Wound Healing Foundation. This happens across the board in a lot of places. The other thing that I would mention is that your contributions help fund scientific-driven solutions. CFC donations in particular are really important to nonprofits because they're unrestricted. This allows us to expand our programs. It allows us to help where help is needed the most. And so in a year like this year, what we thought was going to happen, things change, and so we have to change with it. And sometimes that means expanding one program and minimizing another, but you're making it happen. So on behalf of all CFC's nonprofits, I want to thank you for your time and your support. And just remember that when you show some love, you'll be the face of change. So thank you so much. And again, it's the Wound Healing Foundation, and our CFC number is 88674. And have a great day.
Thank you so much, Laura. That was wonderful. I appreciate that. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to take a look here and see if there's any additional questions that we have for the Parent Support Network. Did you say that there are virtual groups right now?
Yes, there are virtual groups. You can go to our website, ymhproject.org, and it's if you go under us events, it's there. If not, you can email me at linda.gross@ymhproject.org, and they're incredibly supportive. And thank you for asking. It's a great question.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Anybody else have any last questions?
One more thing. You don't only have to, currently, you don't only have to be in a national group. If you feel another time is better, you can join in a local group that we have. And it's actually the support, I'm forgetting the name of the website, but just go to our website. Thank you again. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Thank you. All right. Does anybody else have any additional questions that you'd like to ask? You can feel free to put it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask it verbally. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do our random draw here. We have several campaign coordinators and federal employees who have asked questions. And let me do my little Excel random. And we have Michelle Davis and Sedney, who have won the little CFC tumbler. Thank you so much, ladies, for asking your questions. I appreciate that. If you can, please email me. I'm going to put my email address in the chat in case you do not have it. And email me your mailing address, and I will get those out for you. Sedney and Michelle Davis. Thank you so much. Thank you to our charities. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you to all of the federal employees who were able to join us and participate, engage, ask questions of the charitable organizations. Greatly appreciate it. We look forward to our next one next week. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for setting this up, Antonia.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Linda.
Nice to see your face again.
Yes, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Chris.
Bye-bye.